Hey there! Today we're here to talk about non-toxic deodorants because I know so many of you are interested in making the switch from conventional deodorants to something safer, but you're very wary of messing with something so personal and so important. I mean, who wants to be that person with the breakout stink in the middle of the day? So first, I'd like to explain to you why you might want to consider making a deodorant swap in the first place. Then I'll show you some examples of deodorants in different categories. And finally, I'll share my personal favorite deodorant brands. So why should you trust my spiel about deodorants in the first place? Well, I'm Michaela, and I'm the founder of the Mindful Mama blog. I've been researching green and healthy products for a couple of decades now, both as an author and a writer, and also as a product buyer for a bath and body care company. So I know a thing or two about ingredients and how they affect our health. Okay, so starting with the why. Many conventional deodorants and antiperspirants have sketchy chemicals that may not be great for your health. So this could include paraben preservatives, talc, which can be contaminated with asbestos, benzene, a carcinogen found in spray deodorants, and artificial fragrances, which may contain phthalates, allergens, and hundreds of other chemicals. So here are a couple examples of popular drugstore deodorants. This secret invisible solid deodorant rates an 8 on Skin Deep due to talc, artificial fragrance, and quite a few other chemicals that are worth avoiding. And this Right Guard Spray Sport Deodorant rates a 7 on Skin Deep due to a type of PFAS chemical, artificial fragrances, and the potential for benzene contamination from the propellants in the spray. So that's what not to buy. And before we get into the brands, I want to just mention a few things about what to look for in natural deodorants. So the primary odor-reducing ingredients are baking soda and magnesium, and you'll find activated charcoal in some as well. And for wetness absorption, the main ingredients used are arrowroot or tapioca powder, cornstarch, and clay. And it's important to note that natural deodorants are not antiperspirants. Antiperspirants have ingredients that actually stop you from sweating. And since sweating is our body's natural way of releasing toxins, stopping that action is not really a great goal. So just stick with deodorant. Now, another important thing to note is that a small number of people develop a sensitivity to baking soda and end up with a rash under their armpits. So if this happens to you, not to worry, just stop using that particular deodorant and switch to a baking soda-free version. Many brands now are either baking soda free to begin with, or they offer a baking soda free version for anyone with sensitive skin. This is not a problem that I've personally run into, but some of you might, so it's good to be aware of it. Now, if you are switching to a natural deodorant for the first time, after years of using conventional deodorants or antiperspirants, you may need some transition time. So please don't give up the minute you think that your new deodorant isn't working. You may need to apply deodorant a few times a day for a little bit, and some people even do an armpit detox where they apply a clay mask to their underarm area to help it get rid of toxins. I've not tried that myself, but it's something to consider if you're struggling with the switch over to natural deodorant. Now let's start looking at some examples. I've tested tons of natural deodorants over the years, so I've got a lot of insights. I'm going to break them up into a couple of different categories. First, deodorants that are relatively affordable and easy to find at stores like Target, Walmart, or your local drugstore. These tend to range in cost from $8 to $12 or so. So the first one I'm going to show you is Humble Brands, and this I love because it's still a smaller family-owned brand, and they make just really nice high-quality deodorants, and they work really well, and they come in a number of different nice fragrances. They're also available either in this traditional plastic packaging or also in a biodegradable plastic-free cardboard container. So this is a great brand, and then a couple of other brands in that category that you might find in regular stores around town are Schmidt's, Native, Tom's, and Everyman Jack. Now, one thing to note about Native is that they do use some synthetic fragrances. I guess it's a blend of essential oils, natural fragrances, and synthetics. So if you are someone who just wants to stay away from that, maybe just skip that brand. Otherwise, many people do find that the Native brand works well for them and it's easy to find. And then I just wanted to show this one too because Everyman Jack has been a staple in our household because I have 2 boys and I started them on this deodorant when it came time for them to need deodorant, and it's always worked really well for them. And I even got my husband to switch over to this brand from his traditional men's deodorant as well. So Everyman Jack is good for the guys. And again, if you're budget minded and you want to be able to pick up your deodorant locally, these are great choices. And the next category is what I call the crunchy brands. These are brands that you're likely to find at Whole Foods or other natural food stores. They tend to be just a little bit more expensive, ranging from $13 to $16, and they tend to have more eco-friendly packaging. So the first example here is this deodorant from Attitude. If you've watched other videos of mine, you know that I love this brand. They're Canadian and they just have really nice eco-friendly natural products. And this is a paperboard biodegradable container. It's plastic free. The deodorant is EWG verified, so it has great ingredients. It works really well for me. I love this white tea leaves scent. It's a relatively newer one that I tried, and I do highly recommend that one, so love that. And then also High Bar is a brand that's local to me in Minnesota, so I love supporting them, and this is just a great fresh scent, and so if you can find that where you live, I definitely recommend that brand as well. And then a couple other brands in this category include Wellness, which you can find online. Pit Putty has deodorant sticks and creams. If you're someone who prefers a deodorant cream, they have great ones. Meow Meow Tweet is a fun brand that also has sticks or creams. And then there's a brand called Dr. Squatch, which I've seen around more lately in a lot of gift stores and things. It's kind of a brand for men, and they have soaps and deodorants, and I haven't tried them yet, but it could be a good option if you're looking for something for the guys. That could be another good one. Now, another category of non-toxic deodorants is what I like to call the bougie natural brands. So you're more likely to find them at gift stores or online, and they range in price from $18 to $30. So if you have the money and you like to think of your deodorant as part of your skincare routine, these are super nice to use, and they tend to have more sophisticated scents, but they're still natural. And some of them are refillable too, which is a nice bonus. So one that I love is called Each and Every. And this can be found on Amazon or purchased directly online. This is EWG verified. It goes on super soft. It's a very soft deodorant formula, and they have great scents. This one is citrus and vetiver, and they just have really nice scent profiles. So it's kind of fun to check that out and use those if you're looking for something a little bit nicer. And then also Beauty Counter. I just wanted to show you this because this is a refillable package. This little cartridge pops out and you can refill it, and it's a really nice deodorant. Beauty Counter at the moment is kind of on pause as a company. I'm just hoping that they bring this back because it is a really nice deodorant product, and it's refillable and has some really nice scents. So I'm hoping this comes back when they relaunch the company because it's a nice one. And then a couple other brands in this kind of bougie category are Clio and Coco. There's one called Myro, which is also refillable. You can get that online. And then Kaya Naturals is great. Ursa Major and Soapwalla. Soapwalla makes a cream deodorant that has kind of a cult following. It's been around for a long time. I've used it. It's very nice. So if you're looking for a cream deodorant, Soapwalla is a great one. And then finally, there are a couple other deodorant categories to consider. One of them is deodorant sprays. So this would be looking for a regular mist sprayer as opposed to an aerosol. So that's what this is. This one is from a brand called EO, and it's a really nice deodorant spray. It does have alcohol in it, so you don't want to use it right after you've shaved, for one thing. And also, I find that this is really nice to use in the summer when I'm hot. I kind of like to give myself that cooling spray of deodorant. In the winter, it's a little too cold for me, but if you're someone who loves a spray, this one works great. And then Weleda is another brand that has a deodorant spray that a lot of people love. And then another category is powdered deodorants. So this is a relatively new brand called Mineralized, and it's this metal container that's refillable with this powder, and you put it on with this little applicator, and it works really well. I find I really like it for using on hot days in the summer, and also like after a sweaty workout, if you just want to kind of dry up a little bit, put some of this on. Very nice. It comes in a bunch of different scents, and this one is pink grapefruit and bergamot. They're nice light scents, and this is a refillable container. So I do recommend that if you want to try a powder deodorant. And then a couple more I wanted to mention are a couple pregnancy focused brands. So if you're pregnant or nursing, new mom, you want to get something that has been specially formulated for pregnant people. A couple of brands are Earth Mama and Healthiest, and they make very nice deodorants specifically focused on moms and pregnant women. So, okay, that was a lot of deodorants. Hopefully it gives you a better idea of what's out there and what might work best for you. Now, for the drum roll, if I had to pick just one of these deodorants to use for the rest of my life, it would be Humble. That's because it's affordable, it's easy to find, and I love this Moroccan rose scent. I could just use it forever, I think. So I definitely recommend Humble as my go-to deodorant brand. And then if I wanted something a little more special, a little more bougie, I would indulge in the Each and Every deodorant because it's just so smooth and it feels nice, and they have great, lovely scents if you just want something a little bit elevated. So let me know if you have any more questions about deodorants. I have a thoroughly researched blog post about this topic too, so I'll put a link in the notes, and I'll link to my favorite brands as well. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more green and healthy topics. See you next time. Bye.